I did want to do a quick shout out before we get into game 2, which is going to be on Dragon Shire here, to Mantis, my boy Mantis, 18-month sub in a row. Yeah, for you guys that don't know Mantis, he's one of our head admins. He's a great guy. If you see him at BlizzCon, buy him a beer, not a Corona. And also Zad Hots with the 8-month sub as well. We super appreciate the support, guys. All the subs and stuff like that go towards the events and the post tournament sort of meetups that we put together. We did some stuff at Western Clash. We're going to be doing stuff at BlizzCon. So we'd love to see you there, especially if you are a supporter of the channel.
And you get cool emotes, and you get to help improve the amateur scene in both North America and EU for Heroes of the Storm. So yeah, it's a good thing all around for everyone involved.
It is good. HeroesHype has done so much for the community, so much for me. It's just easy to argue, in my opinion. We are just waiting on one last player here, and we're going to be getting into game 2 on Dragon Shire. So, Dragon Shire, I go back and forth a lot, but Dragon Shire, one of my favorite maps for sure, and just because of the nature of the objective and how it's not truly on a spawn like a lot of the other maps. Time goes by, objective spawns, we all fight over it. I like the constant nature of it and the constant lane presence you need to pick to sort of stay.
It's an interesting map. Dragon Shire in particular is a map where people talk about how Tempest Storm is undefeated on it, and Genji is undefeated in it, or Dagon only dropped one map. But they're essentially talking about every top team. Every top team in every region has a 80, 90 plus, 100% win rate in some cases on Dragon Shire. And it's just a map where individual decision making and understanding how the game is supposed to function in terms of rotations is really, really important. So the better team, as a rule of thumb, will always win on Dragon Shire. And given that last game, I'm surprised that CNC picked it into OSD.
Yeah, it is. It's a rotational game. There's lots of places to get caught. There's lots of places to fight, and globals have strength. Maybe CNC thinks that their global game is strong. Maybe they think their Dahaka game is strong. I just want to give a shout out to this random guy in Twitch chat, Peace Demon. Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. We appreciate the support. Peace Demon, of course, being one of my best friends in the whole wide world. We're getting right into the draft here on Game 2 on Dragon Shire.
It's going to be CC versus OSD. We're coming to you from the future with these shout-outs for Twitch chat because of the stream delay. So make sure you stick around if you type something in chat. Maybe we're reading it, maybe we're not. So I wouldn't be surprised to see another Genji ban. I might not come out of CNC, though. I think we will. Or it might not come out of OSD, though. I think we will see it from CNC again. Oh, no, it does come out. So, yeah, Genji on Dragon Shire, on any rotational map, really is just a pain to deal with again. He's a hero that the entire team needs to play around correctly. The respect ban on Diablo?
I like it because essentially I feel like how the tank metagame has sort of laddered down was Garrosh was so powerful, Johanna rose as a strong counter, and now it seems like Diablo has his own strengths, but he is rising as a Johanna counter, like you said last game. And Johanna on her own, without either the Garrosh or Diablo factors, feels a little plain. She's powerful, and brings a lot to a team, but not a lot of playmaking factor.
Ooh, there was a time in the pro Korea meta, especially, where this was considered Muradin's best map, just because his ability to ward triangle was better than any other tank. He had unstoppable at Dwarf Toss at the time, so he could always ward it 100% safely, and you literally couldn't do anything about it. He was always safe. But we are going to see them picked up early, and they're actually going to... Wow, Genji's banned out, but Zeratul is available, Tracer is available, even Valera is available. There's a lot of punishes for early pick ball stats in terms of roaming heroes that are still up. ETC picked up as well. That could be an offlane with stage dive, or
this
could be their tank.
feels like some sort of trickiness, right? The Dahaka ban into the Falstad. This feels like trying to dominate the global, something along those lines. But will that work if OSD just turns around and just goes mega pick comp? Rhaegar, Malthael not as aggressive as a pick as it could be, but Rhaegar is an aggressive support.
No, it's they're solving the problem with camps. So like it's fine. You're gonna have globals.
Sure.
We have Rhaegar can do camps. We have Malthael that can do camps. We're just gonna keep getting camps out, and even if you have globals, you have to stay in your lane and depush these camps in the meanwhile. And when you're there fighting into the camp, well, we'll be there too, and you're gonna be unlucky. So it's interesting that they're responding to globals not with some sort of wave clear or rotational advantage, although Rhaegar and Malthael both do have that. They're making sure that they can get camps out consistently.
I like the notion, and I like the pickup, the read by you. That's actually a very good read, I feel like, because ETC Falstad, they're okay at camps. Anyone can do a siege camp, but anyone can do a siege camp, including Falstad. We have a Lily ban, Lily very close to Li Ming on the character select screen. That is all I can fathom, because every other support is up, including Alex Strauss, Deckard Cain.
Maybe it could be a scouting ban. It could be like, we know you like Lily.
Yeah, like,
maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're thinking this is going to be Water Dragon Lily. I have no other explanation for that. Now, Fear and Greymane, though, a little bit of the response in the Merc Camp department. And again, Malfurion seen quite a bit of a drop-off, other than Tracer Enabler. That's a Butcher Nova.
That's a Butcher Nova. That's a Butcher Nova. And the draft data, Chumps and Champions, is very 2016 right now, which is what I wanted to say. But the OSD...
I didn't list it. I didn't list it, but Nova is good into Falstad. Nova can actually 100-0 a Falstad. You just
like Zeratul, right?
There's so many roaming heroes. Nova, has Precision Strike or Triple Tap instead of Void Prism, which is one of the probably top 5 heroics in the entire game. But still pretty good, and that's going to be a Blaze. So that is going to be a tank, ETC, Blaze off lane, and then Greymane Falstad for the clear and the camps against... it could be Butcher or Malthael top, honestly. Butcher has better clear in the 4-man, and Butcher can offlane. He can certainly win a lot of 1v1s when he gets stacked up. But if you put him in the 4-man, he gets stacked up faster. You can run people down faster. Nova has a bribe talent, also going to help with the Merc camps. I am curious to see who's going to be where.
My question is this, because I think if OSD gets a lot of early picks and controls the map just with their raw skill advantage, that they will win. But if they fall behind, if this Butcher does not get stacked, do they have the wave clear to keep up? Do they have any ability to resist the pressure of Dragon Shire? Because Dragon Shire is about mounting pressure, and Nova Butcher is a lot of mounting pressure, but you got... High execution is the name of the game here. This is going to be wild. I am very excited about this second game here on Dragon Shire. On the left side, we have Order of the Sleeping Dragon. You are not mishearing me as I call out these names and hero combinations. We have Corgi Booty playing Murden, Manby on the Malthael, Shrinth playing Rhaegar, Woven on the Butcher, that's correct, and enigmatic Lunara himself playing Nova.
On
the right-hand side of the map, we do have the CNC, IG Planetarium, Purgator's on Blaze, Shaka Ganar on Malfurion, Jacques and Hagar on ETC, and Ace of Spades 2 on Greymane. You make a good point about whether or not the Butcher will be able to get stacked and whether or not they'll be able to resist the pressure, but I'm gonna harken back to last game where I believe it was 18-2 on kills, and if we see any sort of repeat like that this game, Butcher will not only be stacked, he'll be at 600 stacks.
Yeah, I agree. It'll be a straight stomp. If they get the amount of kills they got the last game, it will be a straight stomp. I don't think anyone can argue with like a 5-6 minute stack Butcher. But the mouthfeel's what seems odd to me, but the last rights, I think that kind of plays right into the Butcher's hand. We do have a little bit of an engagement coming down turret. Ferguson taking a lot of damage, but the jet propulsion back into Woven, and Woven is gonna fall early, losing maybe 1 or 2 meat, I would guess.
He actually lost 7 because he got the entire mid wave. Reset to 0. And now there's a brilliant adaptation here. Blaze versus Mathael is a losing lane. So as soon as they saw that Mathael was going to be going top and Butcher was going to be in the 4-man rotation, they actually had Falstad fly top. Now Falstad's going to be up against Mathael. Mathael's only quote-unquote outplay in that lane is he's W's to a minion that he's already marked that Falstad's sitting next to, and then he gets his auto attack with Falstad. And then Falstad can't really gap close him, but as long as Falstad plays carefully, Falstad's invulnerable in that lane, and he can put some pressure onto Mathael. Ooh, but Greymane caught out in the mid here. Ace of Spades. The body blocks are not good enough. 68 health. He actually, I think, would have died if Woven had not lost that initial 7 meat.
Yeah, that's actually kind of wild. 7 meat seems insignificant, but it matters. The faster you... And something we were talking about quests last game, and we didn't really hit on, completing them is a power spike for your hero, but the time which you complete it is equally as significant, because when you're having the same number boost at 3 minutes into a game as 12 minutes into a game, it's far more of a percentage boost, far more of an actual advantage in the fight.
Yeah, and we are seeing, despite that kill, despite everything, we are still seeing an experience advantage coming out here for OSD. It's really, it's one of those things that shows better teams. Like, even if you get a kill, if you're missing 2 waves of experience, you're 1,000 experience behind heading into level 4. There's only been 6 waves, 7 waves, 8 waves now at this point in the game. That's a lot to have missed if you've missed 2 out of 8.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it may have just been a slight pushing issue. Woven taking a lot of damage. Greymane trying to dish out a bit there. Now focusing on the Enigmatic, recognizing this is not an image, this is the real Nova. Now they've switched to chasing the Nova. Turret Ferguson actually landing the jump propulsion, and Enigmatic gonna have to back up, only having a little bit of HP left there.
He opts to back. He is at 4 out of, I believe that caps at 5 stacks on his built-in snipe quest that does reset every time he snipes and misses anything. It doesn't matter if he doesn't hit a hero, but if he misses completely, it does reset. 40 meat stacks onto Butcher, and we're gonna keep going. Bribe picked up Covert Operations, picked up for Nova. That's gonna help them out a little bit again, getting out camps, keeping the map pressure on to CNC.
The decision to rotate Blaze to the top there seems very odd to me. Jack in the car getting the Butcher charge onto him and gonna fall while inside the gate. More meat for Woven, and he's now up to 70 at 3 minutes, and it's getting scarier and scarier by the minute. The XP gap is growing. The mid-fort wall is falling to the Dragon Knight, and it's just odd that OSD was able to take a Dragon Knight at all. The rotation from Blaze to the top lane and not just staying mid to poke is, I think, maybe a questionable decision. But again, it's hard to understand what these players are thinking and talking about when you're not there in comms with them.
That's true. And this is not going to be as big an advantage as it would have been a few patches ago. Each of these towers is only worth 250 experience. This is getting both front walls here. Actually, they managed to save that one tower. Is a 750 experience advantage. So this could have been worse. OSD committed to one lane and tried to get the fort instead, succeeded in doing that, or got an additional kill. Woven actually going to be in a little bit of trouble here. No, the jet propulsion follows him, does miss, and he is allowed to walk away. Basically a level lead now, a full level lead coming out for OSD. They are going to hit 10 as the next objective is coming up, so they should be able to get the next Dragon Knight for free. This puts a lot of pressure onto CNT. CNT, if they're aware of their experience intervals on every given map, should realize that they need to actually force a fight now and look for a pick on someone.
Yeah, Shakugan are a little too far out there. Corgi Booty trying to exploit his positioning. They are going to have to find a pick just like last game. I think with the Greymane Blaze, with the ETC Greymane Blaze, they should have the potential to burst down either Butcher or Nova. They really want to make that Butcher kill happen between now and level 10. That would be like the optimal situation for Chumps and Champions, but I feel like Woven since he started to stack a bit of meat, has started playing a little bit more conservatively. I watched him cancel a charge on the bottom lane that just seemed like a little bit too aggressive, and I love to see that kind of play where a player just says, I think I might try this, you know, no, never mind, and an invasion coming from Corgi Booty looking for level 10. But I just think the smart butcher play, this is getting scary, and Enigmatic behind the wall.
It turns out Nova can kill a Falstad. He was already a little tiny bit low and did have the zoning potential converted in that threat there as well. 10 picked up off of that kill. 118 meat for the Butcher. Unfortunately, Woven was not top, did not get that juicy bird meat out of Falstad. But Manby may have gone a little too ham, but he is going to be Tormented Soulsing his way out of here, spreading his mark around, ends up going down regardless. I'm surprised by two things. One, I'm surprised he stayed there and died when he knew that they were tapping the camp, which means people were there. And I'm surprised that he went Tormented Souls.
I'm surprised he went Tormented Souls with this comp. I'm surprised he popped it. It's a 69-second cooldown. I'm surprised that Falstad just flew in and died. I'm also really surprised by the Bloodlust pick out of Rhaegar here, which apparently was just popped. I didn't see it, but we have a Bloodlust. We have a Butcher Bloodlust Nova.
I'm surprised they went Mathael when they were going to go Bloodlust.
I'm surprised they went Malthael without Last Rites with a Butcher.
Also true, but I think if you're gonna go Bloodlust, you should dedicate. You should, if you're gonna go for, it's not even a meme anymore because it's been picked from professional play. But if you're gonna go for that in a composition like this, pick 3 auto attack heroes. Mathael, yes, his auto attack cleaves, but it doesn't in and of itself do that much damage. And the beautiful face check here. This is going to be a very dead Falstad. Once again, there's no chance at all he gets away here. Stage Dive comes in for the save, but Falstad's already dead. Woven decides to back out. He thinks about going in. You could see it. He was like, I'm not.
I don't like this Stage Dive pick here either. You already have Falstad and Blaze. Just feels like maybe one of your chances to get back into this game is a Mosh. I mean, a Mosh is always that X-Factor. Turd Ferguson taking a ton of damage from Manby. Gonna be getting healed from Shaka Gunnar, but it doesn't feel like Chumps and Champions gave themselves the opportunities they could have against a team that has a lot of holes.
I mean, it is a rotational map, so I kind of like that idea. You can have ETC pushing the lane really aggressively and coming into a fight. But he went Hammer on at 7, and if you're going to go Stage Dive, you need Echo Pedal to actually clear waves, so that macro threat is a real thing. If you don't go Echo Pedal and you go Stage Dive, your macro threat is non-existent, and you're really just... Ooh, that's Bloodlust coming up again. And this fight, Malfurion already dead. We are going to see Woven cancel his charge. Bottom keep wall is going to go down here. They may actually get the entire bottom keep.
And we are stacked at 8 minutes, you know, not the fastest stacking in the world, but now the noose just tightens, especially as this keep takes a lot of damage. Corgi Booty jumping over the keep, getting the Storm Bolt onto Greymane. Greymane falling. Now this keep is going to fall. And looking like OSD going to try to pressure the core, at least get some damage. This is a 9-minute core, and it's taking an insane amount of damage. The core is insanely powerful at this moment in time. Corgi Booty on the front line. Core going down to 69%. Jack and a car with the big power slide into the back line. Butcher charging onto Shaka Gunnar. Shaka Gunnar falling 42% on the court, and it's looking like OSD is going to be able to close out this series 2-0 in a convincing 9-minute Dragon Shire. Wow, that push was well executed.
I guess the best thing you can say about that game is it was short and sweet for OSD. They managed to guarantee that they advance into the next round. I'm kind of wondering if the next opponent is even going to be ready for them.